Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Moore versus Willis.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Moore, you and your sister, Shawanda, grew up believing that Mr. Moore is your father, but are now in court suing your mother for paternity fraud because she recently dropped a bomb and revealed that Mr. Moore is not your biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore, you are 100% certain that these are your daughters and the DNA test will prove it. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Willis, you admit you intended to take this secret to your grave and came clean to your daughters only because your sister forced you to admit the truth. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I want to treat these as two separate cases so we can truly understand the testimony. Monica, I'd like to start with you. Shawanda, you may have a seat. Monica, so how has your mother's revelation affected you?
Well, it affected me in a lot of different ways, you know, finding out that Stanley, my father, is not my father.
Take me back. When did
When
you...
I was a teenager, about 18, we was at my Auntie Miriam's house, the one that's here today, and they was joking around like, you know, he's not your father, and da-da-da-da-da, and I went and asked her about it, and she was like, no, at first, and then she was like, yeah, you know, he ain't your father, he ain't your sister's father as well.
So up until that point, this is the man you believed is your father.
It's the only man I ever knew. So it was kind of hurtful, you know, to go to him about the situation, because he is a good father. He always been around, I always knew him to be my father.
When did it come up again?
It came up frequently. Like every time, like my auntie, she like the house where everybody come to. And my family is like blunt. They say what they want to say. So, you know, it wasn't just her, it was like another auntie, and they always, you know, you guys need to know who y'all father is. Y'all mother been lying to y'all. It's about time that y'all know.
So, Mr. Moore,
Yes,
these
Your
beautiful young girls, you've always raised them as your own. These are your
Always.
daughters.
Ever since they was born. Been-
Always believe that they are your biological daughters.
Yes.
He's the only man that we ever knew. Even with my mother, like, my mother didn't get another boyfriend until after I was grown. So he's been here the whole time.
All their life.
The whole time.
Only father they know.
And that's how you plan to keep it.
Yes, I was.
So this entire
Just
situation
lying.
was by design.
Right.
And so you say you would have taken this secret to your grave.
Yes, I would.
That's
They
what
would
you
never,
planned to do.
Stanley was
She
gonna
still
always
would have
be
took
their
it to her
family.
grave, Your Honor, if I wouldn't
gonna be
have
their
forced
family.
it upon her.
Only father he ever knew. They ever knew was him.
That's fair to us?
Not telling them nothing.
That's fair to us,
That's
your
how I
kids?
wanted it.
That's fair to us?
My sister came out and had a part in it, a hand in it too. Then she got to telling them that they don't look like him, and they look
We
different.
don't. We don't. She
Which
don't.
it wasn't
We
her
don't.
business to say anything. It was my choice.
Well, thank God she
I
said
could have came.
something.
I supposed to came to them if I wanted them to know something different.
That's not
It should've
right,
been
though.
my choice.
That's not right. That's not right.
Even though it might have been right, but that's how I felt at that time.
But I want to understand this, Ms. Willis. So were you in a committed relationship with Mr. Moore?
Yeah. 27 years straight.
For 27 years.
He's the only man that we ever knew.
So, Ms. Willis, I want to ask you, what happened during the relationship that you believe another man is Monica's biological father?
I had an affair.
You had an affair.
So she said it was a one-night stand.
It
but
was a
from
one-night stand.
Our relative,
See,
it was
that's
an
what-
ongoing
that's what
situation
she always
in the
go
front
wrong.
door,
Listen
out
to
the-
other people instead of her mother.
well, you never told us anything. We wouldn't be here today if
If you could told
they
the
would
If
have
you
truth.
said
wouldn't have
something.
brought me here, I wouldn't be here at all.
But the truth should set you free.
Take me back. You had the affair. You realized you were pregnant.
The timing didn't match up. The months didn't match up. So I knew that he couldn't be his.
So when you did the math and you counted back of when Monica was conceived, you knew that was during the time when you had the affair.
Right.
But you always told Mr. Moore he was the biological father.
All the time. All three of them.
Why did you tell?
Because we was in a relationship I didn't know. So he was there for me,
I thought
So
you
through
just
thick
said
and
the time
thin.
didn't add up. You did not.
thick and thin. From since I had her, through the pregnancy, all through it, up to now.
Even got evidence with him on the birth certificate. He signed our.
Let me see that. Jerome, what is that? What is that evidence, Ms. Moore?
It's my birth certificate.
This is your birth certificate.
Correct.
Listed under Father Stanley
Stanley
Moore.
Moore.
No.
And so you told him he was the biological father?
Yes.
You were present for the birth, Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Cut the medical card.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you ever tell the other man you were pregnant and it possibly could be his child?
No.
You didn't tell him? So he does not know
No.
to this day
No.
that you believe Monica is
No.
his biological
He could
child?
possibly have a beautiful daughter.
He don't know until he
31
don't.
years later,
No, he don't know. Never knew.
he don't have the
He
right.
don't even know she exists.
Whew, now that's hurtful.
To hear that, Monica.
Yeah, it's hurtful because if it don't come out the way it should, he not being my father. This man don't even know nothing about me. Who's to say he want me to, want to get to know me?
Your father's standing right there.
No, he may not be our father. So what if he's not our father? Then where do we go from there? You robbed me, and you still sitting here. You ain't apologized. You don't
For
feel
what?
like. What you mean for what?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Miss Willis, you said you plan to take this secret to your grave until your sister revealed it.
Yes, Your Honor.
This was something they were instructed not to talk about, and they did anyway.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did Mr. Moore find out? Right in that same moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. What are you crying for?
Because it hurts to know that
What
we
hurt?
in this
That's your
situation.
daddy.
Yeah, he my father. What if
What
he
you
not?
crying
You
for?
saying that he not? You saying that he not my father?
That's the only one you gonna know.
If it turns out really the way you're saying that he is not her biological father, will you introduce her to her biological father?
Will you? Do I get that at least that right?
Yes.
All right, I want to hear from your aunt. Jerome, can you please escort her into the courtroom?
Sure. Ma'am, come with me. I'm going to have you go up to the witness stand right next to the judge, okay?
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you for joining us. Your sister, Ms. Willis, has indicated that you were the person that told Monica and Shawanda that Mr. Moore is not their biological father.
They came and asked me, did I know? And I told them, yeah, I know who your daddy is.
You know. Really, you know.
She should have told them a long time ago. I thought it would maybe be her place to tell them.
You'd have shut your mouth, it still would be my place.
Well, anyway, I told them.
Do you know who Monica's father is?
Yeah, it's a friend.
So she knows.
She been knowing him for a long time. She ain't just met this man. She been knowing this man.
Did you discuss this with your sister, like in just
No.
between sisters?
No.
I always tell her to tell them. Why don't you tell them before they get too old? Now they in their 30s and 20s, and she's still standing up there like she don't know what I'm talking about. This ain't the first time we had this conversation.
got nothing to
We had
do
it all the time. All of us get together and say, why don't you tell them who their daddy is? Stanley was a good person. She was just sneaky. He go to
A
sleep
liar.
working
She's
10
a liar,
hours a
as
day.
you can see.
10 hours a day. She go out the back door. We all knew it, but we didn't want to tell Stanley.
Do you believe Mr. Moore is either girl's
No.
father?
No.
We the outcast. We don't know who our father is.
All right, we've been dealing with this as two separate cases because we want to understand the circumstances and we
Right.
want to give you each the opportunity to understand your own individual circumstance.
Yes,
so
Your Honor.
if you are ready, Monica, I have the results for you.
I would love to know.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Moore versus Willis, when it comes to 31-year-old Monica Moore, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Moore, you are not her father.
That's okay, baby. I'm still the daddy. I'm still the daddy.
Well, your mother did say she was going to introduce you to your biological father.
She would have did it 31 years ago. She knew.
He is still living, right? And you know how to contact him, right? And you will make the introduction, Ms.
I
Willis?
can't do the introduction, but I can give her information she can do it herself because she's in prison.
Monica, are you all right if we move on to your sister's case now? You can remain standing with your dad if you'd like. Please stand, Shawanda. Let's take a breath. I'd like to understand, Ms. Willis, as it relates to your other daughter, Shawanda. Was it another affair? Is that what happened as well?
Yes, Your Honor. I told her that Stanley wasn't her daddy.
When? How long ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. And you're how old, sweetie?
27.
You're 27. What did she say?
She told me he hit my daddy.
So until you're 22 years old, you grew up with this man as your father.
Mm-hmm.
He's there for you. You have a relationship.
Yeah, we have a relationship. It's a great relationship. He's there for me and my kids. My kids love him.
That's their granddad.
That's their granddaddy.
What prompted this conversation? You asked her?
No, she just came out with it.
You can't keep lying because look at her. She don't look like him.
I am confused. Why tell one, Miss
Don't
Willis,
tell the other.
but not tell the other?
Because I wasn't sure about her.
Okay, now I'm
I wasn't
understanding.
for sure at all. I always thought that was her daddy. I never thought she belonged to nobody else.
You
I had that doubt, but I always thought Stanley
But
was
she
her
was
daddy.
young. She was like
Shawanda, I knew.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's the kind of life she was living. And she had these kids and just wouldn't tell them nothing. She knew she was cheating all the time.
That's my business.
Like I say, she was a Rolling Stone.
You still don't get it. That's the cold part about it.
No, she don't get it because she'd have kept her mouth shut. She always talking, don't know what she's talking about.
So wait, Ms. Willis, when you say your sister don't know what she's talking about,
You talk too much.
you mean she talks too much and
She
talking
always
about.
in people's business need to be in her own.
So wait, you were living with Mr. Moore when all this happened.
Yeah, living together.
Yeah,
How long did this affair last?
a year or two.
A year or two.
She been knowing him about 9, 10 years. It wasn't nothing that just happened. She been knowing him because he was a family friend.
You know him too.
She was messing with him before she started messing with me.
Stanley was a working man. He worked 12 hours a day. She had fun. She ain't
Always.
never had a job.
He still got a job.
So, Mr. Moore, you worked hard all these years to provide for your family, take care of your wife,
Yeah.
all of this, and during that time, you knew your wife was having affairs?
No, I didn't know.
He didn't know.
He
That
said
one.
he signed our birth certificate, but he didn't sign mine.
He's not on your birth certificate. Let me see that.
I was on vacation on her birth certificate.
So this is your birth certificate, name of father withheld.
I withheld it.
You did. You remember doing that consciously and saying, I'm not going to give his name. Because
Yes, Your Honor.
Because at the time she was born, you knew.
I knew from day one that was not his child. I just didn't know about this one.
She just used me.
Yeah, she did
That's
that.
all she done. She just used me. I was just a user.
And it don't even affect her. She just like, whoo, oh well.
It's done, it's done.
Well, it don't matter. I'm gonna be there anyway.
Shawanda, how do you feel in this moment?
Hurt.
He all we know, Your Honor. We don't know nothing
I don't
else.
know
We don't know
another
which
man.
way to go. Because he all we know.
That's exactly why we're here, because we want to get you the answers you need so you can figure out how to move forward. And I have those results for you. Jerome? Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Moore versus Willis, when it comes to 27-year-old Shawanda Moore, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Moore, you are her father.
Oh my God.
I'm still your father too.
Miss Willis, you genuinely look shocked. You
I
genuinely.
am, Your Honor.
I think, Miss Willis, this is an important moment.
Okay.
It's an important moment, and I don't want you to miss it.
Okay.
Because your daughters, they've been struggling. And as much as it would be easy to just make you a complete villain in this, I'm trying to understand where you were as a woman. And I think you should take this moment and just talk to your girls so that they don't feel like you just don't care at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love y'all, both of y'all. And I still want him to be y'all daddy, both of you. And it didn't mean it happened that way, okay?
And that's an important moment, Ms. Willis, because I felt those walls. You know, I've been here looking into your eyes for the last 30-something minutes. I couldn't see anything. You put those walls up and it makes it look like you don't care, when really it's just because you don't want to face it. And I think your sister and your family members, they were trying to help. Once one knew, it became this thing where they then had to look at their nieces and they felt for them. And this is what paternity secrets, they permeate the fabric of a family. So start feeling it all, just processing it so that you can figure out where to go from here. Will you be there for your girls?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will you do what they need you to do and have the difficult conversations with them that they need?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want you girls to hold her to it, okay? It's not gonna be easy,
Yes.
but you can do it. I wish you all the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.